Present us, O Lord, in all our doings with thy most gracious favour, and further us with thy continual help, that in all our works, begun, continued, and ended in thee, we may glorify thy holy name, and finally, by thy mercy, attain everlasting life. Amen. Introduction of guests. I recognize the Minister of Social Services.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I request leave for an extended introduction.
Minister has requested leave for an extended introduction. Is leave granted?
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and to you and through you, I'd like to welcome and introduce some individuals from the Saskatoon Tribal Council this afternoon. Up in the West Gallery in the very back row, I'm pleased to introduce Tribal Chief Mark Arcand, Mona McLeod, Sarah Dawn Matthews, and Chantel Watson. And I'm also going to take a few minutes to individually acknowledge them and some of their accomplishments. Mr. Speaker, it's an honor to introduce Tribal Chief Mark Arcand of the Muskeg Lake Cree Nation, who is currently serving his third term as Tribal Chief of the Saskatoon Tribal Council. Chief Arcand's leadership has been instrumental in addressing homelessness, expanding youth programs, and building strong partnerships with government and community, including leading the creation of the STC Emergency Wellness Centre to support individuals who are facing homelessness in Saskatoon. Mr. Speaker, Mona McLeod, a support worker with STC's So Wait and Outreach Team. Mona's journey from addiction to homelessness to recovery is a testament of personal strength and power of community support. Today, she helps others facing similar struggles and is here today with her daughters, Katisha and Denisha. Mr. Speaker, Sarah Dawn Matthews is the program manager for STC's So Wait program. Sarah Dawn brings a wealth of lived experience and compassion to her leadership role, focusing on providing culturally safe care and support for individuals facing mental health, addiction, and housing challenges. Chantel Watson is the Chief Executive Officer of STC with over 25 years of leadership experience. Chantel has been instrumental in building educational, technological, and economic opportunities for First Nation communities. Mr. Speaker, these individuals do extremely important work in Saskatoon and for Saskatoon, and I look forward to highlighting more of this in an upcoming member statement. Please join me in welcoming them to their Legislative Assembly. And Mr. Speaker, while I'm on my feet, I'd like to welcome and introduce some guests in your gallery this afternoon representing the Square One community, an organization dedicated to supporting those experiencing homelessness in Moose Jaw. Della Ferguson is board chair and has dedicated 38 years to the human service sector and is a passionate advocate for mental health and wellness. She's been instrumental in the development of the Square One community and is a founding board member. Maxton Eckstein is general manager and has 10 years of experience in social services, specializing in supporting individuals experiencing chronic homelessness. He has played a key role in establishing Square One's supportive housing program and currently chairs the Social Housing Advisory Committee. Tori Gibson is an intensive case manager and has extensive experience working with the chronically homeless population, having previously worked with Regina's New Beginnings Shelter and Creative Options Regina. She provides essential housing and support services to Moose Jaw's most vulnerable. Tiara Wolf is also an intensive case manager and is a recent addition to Square One's team. She brings valuable experience from Regina's Street Culture Project and Phoenix Residential Homes Program, where she supported individuals facing homelessness. Mr. Speaker, I ask that all members join me in welcoming these dedicated individuals to their Legislative Assembly today.
I recognize the member from Cumberland.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's an honor to join the member opposite in welcoming Tribal Chief Mark Arcand and some of his leadership here to the Legislative Assembly. You're here. I've seen Mark throughout the years. He might have remembered me a little bit shorter than I am now at some of our winter games and summer games. From my understanding, he might have seen me on the hockey ice and track and field in some clothes much smaller than I have to wear today. I haven't kept up with my hockey and my track, but I know I know we've seen each other throughout the community. I want to thank him and his team here for their leadership in bringing culture and community together and making sure that folks have access to services throughout Saskatoon. And just ask that they join our team on this side and welcome them to their Legislative Assembly. Thank you.
I recognize the member from Moose Jaw, Wakima.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To you and through you, I'd also like to extend a warm welcome to our friends from Square One. Square One is an important association in my home riding of Moose Jaw, Wakima. I would like to thank Della Ferguson and Max Eckstein for identifying a gap in our community, putting a plan together and an organization to address it. I would like to thank Tori Wilson and Tiana Wolf for their important work as intensive case workers, working with those in need to help them live a better quality of life. Together, we can make Moose Jaw stronger and an even better place to live. I ask you to join me in welcoming our friends from Square One.
I recognize the member from Regina, Wascana Plains.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On opposition, I would also like to welcome the folks from Square One from Moose Jaw and just highlight the important work that they do in the field of housing and homelessness, and just again welcome them to the Assembly today.
I recognize the Minister of the Environment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Request leave for an extended introduction.
Minister has requested leave for an extended introduction. Is leave granted?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To you and through you, first of all, I want to thank my colleagues for allowing me an extended introduction. Today, we are joined by a fabulous group of students from Ituna School. So this is the grade 8 class, Mr. Speaker. They are joined by their teacher, Mrs. Morvik, and their parent chaperone, Mrs. Kiesig. There are as many new members in the chamber, Mr. Speaker, so I'm just going to start from the beginning. My father attended Ituna School, I attended Ituna School, and both of my daughters graduated from Ituna School. So it's a very special school to me. They have always been able to attract incredible talented teachers to work in there, and have done a fantastic job shaping the next generation of students from that school. I had the opportunity, I reached out to the principal, Mr. Speaker, and asked the principal for a great school project to ask the students to find their local MLA and send a message to him and why they should be recognized on the floor of the Legislative Assembly. Had fantastic answers, very creative and very interesting. First of all, we have to recognize Sophia Kamel. She is going to volleyball championships right away, and she guarantees that they're going to win gold medal if she gets recognized on the floor of this chamber. We also have Thea Jankowski, Mr. Speaker. I'm going to be quick. She needs to be recognized because she loves coming to our house for Halloween, but I'm never at home to see her, so she's going to have the opportunity to see me here today. And her brother loves our dog, Margot. So that's always great to see. And we have to save the best for last, Mr. Speaker. Sadie Kiesig, she needs to be recognized because that there, Mr. Speaker, well, that's my cousin. So anyway, to you and through you, Mr. Speaker, welcome these grade 8 students to their Legislative Assembly.
I recognize the member from Regina Mount Royal.
Thanks, Mr. Speaker. Request leave for an extended introduction.
Member has requested leave for an extended introduction. Is leave granted?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's a pleasure to have a couple young, cool guys that have joined us here today up in your assembly, Mr. Speaker, and it's my honor to introduce two guys that have made this community and this province a better place, two good friends up there, Mr. Speaker. One of them has been a friend to all of us, and that's Mark Docherty, who's served his province and served in this assembly as Speaker, of course, as Minister, as MLA, Mr. Speaker. And Doc did a lot of good for the community outside of that as well, Mr. Speaker. Years of really exceptional service and leadership to many of the most marginalized and at risk throughout this province, has led some really innovative programs, is a very good person, a servant of this province. And it's my privilege to welcome him to the Assembly. He's a fellow Campion grad, same rugby team that we're a part of. He was an incredible athlete back in the day, Mr. Speaker. Ran Ironmans, incredible athlete, an incredible rugby player as well, but certainly has always worked to make his province a better place. I ask all members to join with me in giving Mark Docherty a very warm welcome.
You're here.
Seated beside him, Mr. Speaker, is a good friend of Mark's and a good friend to many as well, someone I've been lucky to get to know. But together, these two at once owned the venue. It was a music institution in this community back in the day, Mr. Speaker. They were the owners, Mr. Speaker. But before I go on about that, Bob Van Cise, too, has had a full career as a teacher, continues to teach at Winston Knoll here in the community. And alongside of that has worked Paul Dojak Youth Centre and worked with the most vulnerable as well. Him and Mark have sort of been kindred spirits in both their service in the community and also their love of music, Mr. Speaker. So I want to thank Bob for that service. But I want to identify, he's a pretty cool guy as well, Mr. Speaker. And we sat with you, Mr. Speaker, and had a little lunch here today, ate some salami and some pickles and told some stories, and listened to some Tragically Hip in the Speaker's office here today. The Speaker wanted to know what this music we were talking about was all about. But back in the day, before the Hip were anything, Bob Van Cise brought them to Regina, Saskatchewan, their first time here, to play at the venue. They released Up to Here the next year, so this is 1988, and he continued to book the Hip at that venue and built a very deep and lasting relationship with Gord Downey and the band as well, but very close relationship with Gord Downey. In fact, he talked about the booking. First time he had them here, he booked them for $467, I think Doc told me, at the venue, and that went on to be thousands as it went. Booked them multiple times. Also booked like the Odds, the Skydiggers, Bare Naked Ladies, and many more, but maintained that friendship with Downey all the way through. Anytime Downey was coming through Saskatchewan, he'd have family with dinner with Van Cise's family. They'd have a whole lot of fun together, I know, Mr. Speaker. Van Cise is also well known for hitting the stage for two songs, I believe American Exit and Trickle Down, Mr. Speaker, back in the day at the venue, Mr. Speaker. So we have a bit of a legendary guy in the chamber here, Mr. Speaker. I want to ask all of the members of this assembly to give Bob Van Cise a very warm welcome to his assembly, to thank him for his service to young people and to our community, and for all the ways that he's enriched our community through music and building that vibrant community as well, Mr. Speaker. Ask all to join with me in giving a warm welcome to my friend, Bob Van Cise.
I recognize the member, Minister of Remote and Rural Health.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, to you and through you, I too would like to join in welcoming Mark Docherty back to his Legislative Assembly. Having the opportunity to work with him for a few years and maybe take a couple of road trips on some of our legislative work. We had many hours to sit and talk together in the vehicle, and he was a wealth of information for me, and I just want to extend my gratitude for that. Welcome him back to his Legislative Assembly today, and of course, first opportunity to meet Bob, but welcome to your Legislative Assembly as well. Everybody, please join me in welcoming these gentlemen here today.
I recognize the member from Regina Coronation Park.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To you, through you, I will join my members, colleague and member opposite to welcome our ex-speaker, Mark Docherty, who was in my constituency from Regina Coronation Park. But I will tell you that Mark served our community, our constituency, in a very nice way. He supported a lot of separate small schools for funding, and we have a lot of issues as a new immigrant. When you're settling up, you can get a variety of issues, and Mark was always up to the front to listen to the people and helping out to his community. Not only that one, so I will say that when I was meeting with him at many events, and I was asking questions from him that, Mark, that I can see you at each and every community events. You are doing a great job. And his answer was that no, if you are a public person, public representative, you have to be always within community, which is a great lesson that I learned from him. And I will try my best to follow his footprint And I will request all members to join me to welcome Mark Doherty for his services and welcome him to his Legislative Assembly.
I recognize the Minister of Trade and Export.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To you and through you, I would like to introduce, seated in the West Gallery, 32 students from Langeberg Central School. Now, Mr. Speaker, I have not done my homework like the Minister of Environment here, so I am aware that they're accompanied by their teacher, Laura Swaimberson, Christine Newstader, and Kaysen Garnett, and a parent chaperone, Bobby Joe Weber. Now, a few of you may remember Laura is a recent graduate of the Saskatchewan Teachers Institute on parliamentary democracy here a couple of weeks ago. Played a very influential role here. I am looking forward to having a very engaging conversation, I'm sure, with these students from Langeberg Central School. I would certainly ask all members to welcome them to their Legislative Assembly.
I recognize the member from Saskatoon-Fairview.
To you and through you, I'd like to join in with the members in welcoming Mark Arcand to his Legislative Assembly and the team from the Saskatoon Tribal Council, and congratulate Tribal Chief Arcand on his re-election. As our senior member from Saskatoon here, we've appreciated the opportunity to have many conversations, appreciate all the work that's happening with STC. And the tour that we received, I think back in the fall of the STC Wellness Centre. So thank you so much for that, and congratulations on your re-election. And I'd ask all members to join me in welcoming Chief Arcand to his assembly.
I recognize the member from Martensville-Blairmore.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to introduce the witty and charismatic Lisa Hoskins, which is my CA. She's sitting in the gallery over there, and she has worked in this building for many years. She worked here during the Devine era, and then again later on in life, and as well as the protocol office, and was David Buckingham's constituency assistant at some point, and then of course mine. So I'm very, very happy to have met her, and we share a lot of common goals and sarcasm. So it's wonderful to have her in the House today. I ask all of you to welcome her here today. Thank you.
I recognize the member from Saskatoon-Westview.
Speaker, I would also like to join with my colleagues in the Legislative Assembly today to welcome Chief Mark Arcand and the other folks from the Saskatoon Tribal Council. My husband used to work for the Saskatoon Tribal Council, and I know all too well what an excellent organization it is and the wonderful services that they provide to people in Saskatoon, and I would just like to take this opportunity to thank them for their service to people in Saskatoon and welcome them to the Legislative Assembly today. Thank you.
I recognize the member from Athabasca.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, with my colleagues and the members opposite, I want to make welcome to Tribal Chief Arcand and his group. The advocacy that Chief Arcand has done not only in Saskatoon, but with the other nations in this province, throughout the province, is amazing, Mr. Speaker. So I want to say welcome to Mark and his group. Tinagi, merci. Thank you so much for the work that you've done. And I want all members to say thank you to Mark because of and appreciate his work, because our colleagues here see the work that he has done throughout the years, Mr. Speaker. And so I just want to say welcome to your assembly.
Hear, hear. I recognize the Premier.
Hear, hear. Mr. Speaker, I would just follow a number of members here today in welcoming people to their Saskatchewan Legislative Assembly, starting with our students from both Ituna and Langenberg. Mr. Speaker, thank you for making the effort to come and see the proceedings here, Mr. Speaker, that have been happening for over a century. I don't know Bob Van Seitz, but it sounds like quite a lifetime of fun Mr. Speaker. But I do know the gentleman sitting to his right, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Mark Doherty, who sat in your chair, was a seatmate of mine for a period of time. And I think it's very incumbent on myself, on behalf of the government, to thank Mark for his service to the community and his service as an elected public servant in the province of Saskatchewan as well. Mr. Speaker, I want to make note as well of the folks that are here from Moose Jaw with Square One, as well as the Saskatoon Tribal Council, Mr. Speaker, and the services that they're providing in their communities, Mr. Speaker, as we work together across Canada to add to the supports that are in our communities for families. Mr. Speaker, families that may unfortunately have an individual that might be struggling with, some type of mental health, maybe all too often addictions challenge. And so from the community of Moose Jaw, Mr. Speaker, I want to say thank you to those that are involved with the Square One program, and I want to thank those that are involved in providing those services in Saskatoon as well. I do have one issue, though, with Tribal Chief Mark Arcand, and that is, as he well knows, Mr. Speaker, and the member from Laurentian mentioned being on the ice. If you were on the ice with Mark, you would have met him as he looked down his elbow at your jaw, Mr. Speaker. If you're younger than him, he would have been on the bench coaching, telling someone to look down their elbow at your jaw as well, Mr. Speaker. A very avid hockey player, Mr. Speaker, still plays to this day, but a very avid advocate, Mr. Speaker, and works very hard at providing services for not just the Indigenous community in Saskatoon and their member communities, Mr. Speaker, but for everyone that needs it. So thank you, Mark, for your leadership with the Saskatoon Tribal Council, and thank you, everyone, for attending here today.
Hear, hear. I recognize the Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is an honour to join with the Premier and all of the members who have already risen to invite a number of guests to their Legislative Assembly. I want to say first to Tribal Chief Arcand and the folks from the Saskatoon Tribal Council, welcome and thank you for the incredible work that you do in your community, providing services. I have never played hockey with Tribal Chief Arcand, but I certainly have watched him very, very thoughtfully talk about the issues that he sees in his community and what they are very ably doing to address them in the best way that they can, Mr. Speaker. And I think that kind of leadership is incredibly important. Speaking of someone whose leadership I've been able to see up close, former Speaker Doherty. Mr. Speaker, I know we sat on separate sides of the House, but we had opportunity to work together way back when. And if he says anything mean about me, he hired me twice. So that means he either we had a lot in common or he had bad judgment, Mr. Speaker. In all seriousness, someone who